Welcome to AWS She Builds Tech Skills with your hosts, Mai and May.
Hello. Welcome to AWS She Builds Tech Skills. And welcome to the viewer and welcome Mai. How are you
Hey,
doing?
everyone. Good. Really good on a Friday. It's almost the weekend here in Australia. So, yeah, weather's been looking all right. But, what are we talking about today?
That is great to hear. And welcome everyone. So welcome to all the viewers. What are we talking about today? We will be covering DevOps topics. So welcome to AWS She Builds Tech Skills. If this is your first time, welcome to the show. And if you're being the regular, welcome again. My name is May and I'm a solutions architect from AWS. And we have been hosting AWS She Builds Tech Skills for over 2 years. And we've started a new season, and this is our season 2, episode 2, and we will be covering DevOps topic. And with our super co-host, Mai. Mai is also a solutions architect. Mai?
Yeah, so love to hear where everyone is tuning in from. At this time, it could be from anywhere, right? It could be, we're from Australia, but love to know where everyone's from.
Yes,
And
definitely. Let
wow.
us know where you are joining from. I'm from Sydney, Australia. It's kind of a gloomy, cloudy day in Sydney, but I'm looking forward to a light show. We have a vivid light show. So after work today, I'm going to go and see the light show. So I'm looking forward to that. But before that, we have to do a streaming. um, so let us know where you're joining from. Hello from Kenya. Welcome to the show.
And from the East Coast, got it's Chris, sorry,
Christina.
Christina.
Christina. I think it is Christina. Apologies if it's not. Welcome from the East Coast.
And from Brazil as well. Welcome.
I've never been to Brazil, but that's one of my top destination I want to go probably
Yeah,
next
it
year.
seems to be there's a lot of Brazilians in our area. Seems to be a very popular location. If you look up
Yeah.
census data, there's a lot of Brazilians in our region. Maybe the weather looks kind of, similar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My next holiday destination is Vietnam. That's the
Oh,
plan.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah, I am going there soon as well. So
Are
it's gonna
you?
be, yeah.
That should be fun. If anyone's it's on going on holiday, or if you're on holiday and watching the stream, you got the bonus point from us. What's your favorite holiday destination? I don't know, maybe Japan. Japan seems to be popular in
Depends.
Australia, at least.
Yeah, I mean the yen's quite low at the moment, so it's a right time to go.
It seems
Yeah.
to be, yeah. The weather's good, but regardless of the weather, regardless of where we are coming from, today we're going to talk about DevOps, and we do have a special guest. So, Mai, do you want to introduce our special guest for today?
Yeah, definitely. So DevOps have come a long way back from the day when I was tinkering some batch scripting and spending all night trying to update these servers on premises. I don't know if you've ever had pizza parties updating servers, May, but that was the norm back in the day. We'll stay up all night. We
Yeah,
called it Patch Tuesday, but
Patch
we've come a long way
Tuesday.
since then.
I like that. Patch Tuesday.
Patch Tuesday. Um,
Ah, that's
yeah.
cool. I
You,
I have the deployment Wednesday. That's
oh, you had
in the
deployment Wednesdays.
deployment Wednesday. No deployment on Friday. That's a no-no,
Read
but
only
everybody knows.
Fridays. Read only Fridays. You're gonna have read only Fridays. We called it.
You know,
So
exactly. So no deployment on Friday. We used to have a deployment Wednesday. Everybody's happy on the help day. We do deployment or any major change in downtime with like, I don't know, midnight when there's a low traffic. And then that's where we do. I remember we copy a file from a test server into a production server, like which is literally dragging and dropping into a file location. And now look at all the technology that has changed for many years, and now we don't have to do. We are doing what, many deployments in a day. We used to do one deployment every 2 weeks, but look at, we're doing deployments every day or every hour. So looking back, those are the fun day, but it has changed a lot.
Oh yeah, the landscape has definitely changed a lot. And with that, we have an awesome guest here from Mantle Group. And Kate, she's a cloud consultant, and she's here to talk about, first of all, how did she get here? So let's give Kate a warm intro. Hey, Kate, how are you?
Hello, how are you? I'm Kate. I'm from Mantle Group. Nice to meet you all today.
Oh, awesome. So,
Welcome.
Kate, you're a cloud consultant. So, how did you get here in that role? And I think everyone would want to hear about, what you do day to day as a cloud consultant at Mantle Group.
Yeah, actually, I started as a business analyst, but I was always interested into cloud. So I went back to the uni to take master degree in mobile development and cloud computing. And after I graduate, I joined a traineeship program at Mantle Group. Mantle Group is a technology consulting company, and after 3 months, I was offered a permanent position. So I have been working on migration projects since then, where I gained a lot of experience with AWS and DevOps. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Anyone in the live audience from the mental group, let us know. Give us a shout out. Give us a shout out to Kate. That's amazing, Kate. You went back to the uni and study. And you say you joined the mental group. So how did you start the journey with mental group, and what are the steps that you took?
um, uh, I am after I graduate, so I tried to find an opportunity to like get a hands-on experience, and I
Yeah.
found out that Mentor Group has a traineeship program, and that is a program for women and gender minority, and it's for who want to return or transition into tech career. And yeah, I applied, and yes, I got the AWS trainee person, and we go through like 12 weeks program that we get one, and that we have like mentors along the way. And yep, so we do have like slide here, we do have information about our traineeship program we launched in this August. So we encourage anyone who interested, please
Mhm.
apply and join for this exciting journey. And
Yeah.
we also having a course race earlier. So yep, if you can find more by going to our website, career page for mentorgroup.com/careers. And we are very proud that we are AWS Partner of the Year this year, and we are also Best Places to Work in 2024.
That's amazing. I did share. Thank you for sharing those links. So anyone who is watching on the stream, we just shared the link on the traineeship programs that Mental Group has. So please go and check it out. And if you have any questions, we're going to have some time with Kate. So if you have any questions regarding the traineeship programs or the careers at Mental Groups, please drop it in the chat while we have Kate on the stream.
Yeah, just
All
a
right.
quick shout out to, I believe she's your mentor, Kate, Erica. Quick shout out to Erica for helping those at Mantle Group as well.
I can, yeah. Erica is a superstar. And yeah, she's been part of like a number of mentorship programs or training programs, and we've crossed paths in the past as well. So yeah, definitely shout out to Erica. Awesome. And Kate, so I know you are a cloud consultant at Mental Groups. So tell us a little bit about what is a cloud consultant if you were to explain it to 5 years old. What do you do?
So Yeah, our company is a consulting company, so we work at with client, and we mostly I work with marketing projects. So in marketing project, we normally we move from like on-prem to AWS cloud. So we have like see like the solution when we go to the cloud, and we like develop the infrastructure in the cloud, and we deploy with pipeline, so CDK tool. So yeah, so we work with lots of AWS service, and yeah,
That's
and
amazing. So Kate, I know you have got the golden jacket, and I know you have you have shown the golden jacket. So I'm going to start with Mai. Tell us a little bit about the golden jacket and how did you get the golden jacket?
Yeah. So the golden jacket is when is given when you finish all of your AWS certifications at any given point in time. Yeah, I did collect all 12. At the moment, I think there was a time there's all 13 because of the new data engineer associate one came out. But if you get all the generally available AWS certifications, you are given a golden jacket. There's a bit of a caveat though. It's that golden jacket isn't generally available yet. It's for AWS people and partners, AWS partners generally. But if you can, that's I guess that's the messaging behind it. But yeah, it's been a long journey for me.
So
Like you
that's
got to do that within 3 years.
so within 3 years, you have to collect all the certification all in active stage.
Yeah, that's right.
That is
and
a tough
Kate,
one.
you must have spent a lot of weekends and nights studying, right?
I did some, but it was great. Yeah, and besides like a study for the exam and the certificate, I also know more about AWS service, and is that I had like a few ones, and then I want to know more about AWS service, and then I said, oh, it's good to start this one, and then wanted to another, and after 3 years, and I finished all my 12 certs, and it was middle of the night when I received the result and said, hey, I have one. So it was very enjoyable journey, and yeah, I'm looking at every day.
No, it's a dedication, and then the time that you spend and acquiring new knowledge and validating that knowledge through the certification. So heads up to you, ladies, both of you, and I will get to my 4th or 5th certificate. So a long way from acquiring all the certificates, but well done to both of you. I'm going to ask this one question, and I'm going to start with Kate. So if you were to give one advice for audience of people who is studying for the exam, what would that be?
I think that spend time to do the hands-on or AWS is very good, and you have experience with the service. And there is a lot of resource on the AWS website as well, and you can go and check. It's very helpful, and just plan the plan for study, and yeah.
That's amazing. What about you, Mai?
Oh, to getting the certs, definitely skill builder. There's a lot of great free content out there as well. And I'm not getting paid to do this, but
Shout out to Skill Builder.
Shout out to the training and cert team, but yeah, Skill Builder it's got some really good content, right? So I would definitely suggest that.
That's amazing. Anyone's in the audience studying for their certification, let us know in the chat. If you have any questions for Kate and Mai, please drop it in the chat as well. So I think it is time to talk about the topic of this week's show. Kate, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah, today I want to show you how to build a serverless pipeline using AWS CDK and Amazon ECS. So here we what we will cover today. Let me go. So we will cover today is one of the current infrastructure and how we came up with the solution. Then the architect, then a quick demo. So let's begin and look at the current infrastructure. So we do have a multiple AWS accounts we set up, and we have a main application on EC2, which is an Amazon Compute Service, and Elastic File System or EFS, which is a file system store service, and it only runs in private subnets of a virtual private cloud. And we do have a daily backdrop. The daily backdrop will retrieve, processes, and uploads process data from our ECS to our Amazon S3 bucket. So Amazon S3 bucket is an object storage service, and currently is running inside our EC2 with the main application, and it's still running good, but we identify some challenge. The first is our performance impact. So when the daily backdrop run with the critical workload, we notice that the performance of the app decrease, and we can see it in the CloudWatch metric, and that's one of the AWS service I really like CloudWatch. So we can have a log and metrics, and from that we can have alarm. And the next would be when the job didn't finish or didn't complete at all, or something wrong, there's no notification at all. So some people have to go in and check it like every day. So it's not. So yeah, they want to have some checking notification automatically. So from that, we come up with a solution. So first, we want to utilize Amazon ECS Bucket Task. So Amazon ECS Bucket Task is a serverless Elastic Container Service. And Elastic Container Service is AWS service we use to manage, deploy, or scale our containerized application. And currently, we start the daily backdrop by the cron job. So we will have our event bridge to trigger the job automatically. So event bridge is another AWS service that we can use to schedule the job, or we can trigger from another AWS event. And about the notification, so we want to have a notification mechanism, so we can notify whenever the job completes or failure. So we choose to use Amazon Simple Notification Service or SNS. So anytime the bucket task run and something wrong, it will send a message to our SNS. So from there, we can go next to maybe SMS or email or even Slack. So it depends on the service you want to subscribe in our SNS. So next, of course, we want to have CI/CD implementation. So we will streamline the deployment processes. And that's our current infrastructure and some challenge and our solution. So let's move on our architecture diagram. So in our architecture diagram, firstly, we do have the AWS account already set up. So we have a share account here, and we have a dev, and we have prod. So the reason we have multiple accounts set up to make sure, like for dev and prod, so whenever we deploy it in development environment, it will not affect, or the issue will be isolated from our prod account. And secondly, we will have our VPC already set up in our dev and prod account. And you can see we have our VPC endpoint here as well. So the VPC endpoint is to make sure the data transfer from our VPC resource here to another AWS public service such as S3 here or CloudWatch. It will not expose the public internet, so it's a security perspective. And we have our main application, so EC2 and EFS here, Elastic File System, already deployed and run in private subnet. And we said that we want to split the backdrop from EC2 from our critical application and run it in our ECS. So ECS is Elastic Container Service. So we need somewhere to store our Docker image. So in this step, we set up our Elastic Container Registry here. So this one will have us like store our Docker image. So in the next step, we can pull the Docker image and launch our Fargate, Amazon Fargate task. So the next one would be our simple notification service topic here. So we want a topic so we can send the follow message. So we set up the topic in here, and we also have our Amazon S3 package set up so we can store our output file. So the next would be trigger the Fargate task so we can run every day. So we have event bridge to trigger the Fargate task. So it will launch a Fargate task here. So the Fargate task will pull the Docker image from our ECR here, and it's based on the task definition we define. It will run run the batch job. So we will mount to our ECS file system, so we can connect and get the data, run it, and after that, the log will come to our CloudWatch, so we can see and metric as well. So we can see like how the CPU, the metric, and we can have alarms. So we can increase the CPU for our Fargate task. So very good service we have. So, and we have a S3 bucket here. So it will put the output here, and last, of course, notification. Something wrong, we send message to SNet from SNet. So we can send notification to the ops teams, for example. So that's our solution architecture diagram. So let's jump in our demo to see how we can set up.
Kate, I have a question. If you go back to the architecture diagram, so I can see one of the viewers, Christina, and it's talking about building on EC2. So there are different type of compute service available. So when I say compute, like container service, ECS is a compute, and also EC2 elastic compute service. EC2 is also a compute service. And then there are others like Lambda, for example, it's also a compute service. So how do we choose what type of service we should use, especially for the compute?
Yep. AWS provides like a range of compute service. So in this case, we did consider EC2 or Lambda. But the first EC2, we need to there are two options. We can increase the instance, instance size for our critical main application. The second is we launch a new one and only run the batch job. But the first one means we have to increase the size. But the batch job not runs every whole day. It's only takes
it
few hours. We don't want a long run service to run the job. So the second is Lambda. Lambda is one of my favorite service, and but this job takes more than 15 minutes. So we don't want to split the job into a small chunk, and we have to manage with Lambda. We'll run it it's less than 15 minutes. So we come up with a Fargate task. So Fargate task is I think great serverless service. So we don't it's an Amazon managed one. So we don't need to worry about how to set up the cluster or provision, and it just and we do not want to use ECS service as well, because it will be there. It will be great for the long run, and then you can have auto scaling group. You have a load balancer, but this only for a few hours per day. So we go with this one. So we will save cost.
And I was just wondering, with your scaling, I know there's potential to use capacity providers with Fargate and Fargate Spot. Has that been leveraged in this solution?
In this solution, actually, I did set up some we use how many CPU, but you can set up the on demand. So Amazon will see and have you automatically increase if you need. But if you don't, you can set up provision, and then you can see the CloudWatch metric and then say, oh, you need to increase because the capacity is not meet the requirement. And then you can just in, I think, one click or one pull request. And that's what I love from serverless service.
Great explanation, Kate. I think that's like one of like those common questions that we get asked as a solutions architect. Okay, there are so many compute services. Which one is the best way to go? But the answer is it really depends on the use cases and the requirements of the job. So I think that's a really great explanation, Kate. All right, so let's take a look at the demo then. Anyone's on the live stream, if you have any questions, please drop it in the chat. So what are we seeing, Kate, today?
So let's go with the demo. So I host my codes in GitHub, and I do have a different repos for each. So for example, I do have repos for our VPC and our VPC endpoint, and for the main application using EC2 and EFS. And our application today would be ECS. So firstly, we will have our Docker file. So it's used to create our Docker image, and then we can push it into our ECR in a shared service account. And next,
okay, if you could zoom
in.
Yeah,
full screen.
Yeah, then we can see it properly. Thank you.
So here is a Docker files, and we use it to create our Docker image in one of our pipeline I will introduce later. So next, we will have the where we use AWS CDK to create our resource. So I'm using TypeScript, but you can use the language you prefer, maybe Go or Python. And in here, we create all the AWS we need. For example, we will have our IAM roles, which is used for the ECS task and to launch one. And we will have our event bridge, our SNS topic, and then we define our task definition. So that's where we create the resource. But we do have I use GitHub Action as our CI/CD tool. So in here, we define the flow we want for our pipeline. So in that pipeline, I will have a few steps, such as I'll get the branch name, and then I have the build and test. So this step will build and test the resource we want to build first. And then after it passes, we will have the next step, which is build Docker image. So in this step, we build our Docker, we push it into our ECR, and then if it passes, it go to the next one. We do have two environments, so dev and prod. So we will have two different steps here. So for the dev step, so we deploy to our dev environment, and after that, if we are on the main branch, only on the main branch we want to deploy to prod. Then when we go to the next one, we deploy it to prod account here. So let's see what it looks like in our GitHub action. So in that GitHub action, I am on a dev branch. So you can see it's not a main branch. So we will have all the steps except the deploy to prod one. So every time we adjust the code and we push to the GitHub, this pipeline will run, and we will have all the steps, and then you can check your code, check the resource in our AWS. And when you have you create a pull request, you merge it, and it on the main branch, so you can have all the steps, and it automatically deploy to prod here. And we can add a manual approve step here as well. So make sure before your dev are already deployed, and then it is the main branch, you want to pause here and then add the manual approve someone, and then it's a little people who then have you approve it, and then they approve, and then you go to the prod account. So that's the pipelines we have. So let's go what it look like in our AWS console. So because AWS CDK actually using CloudFormation under the hood, so can go and check in our AWS console, so to check all the resource we had been deployed. And after this is for the tab branch. So after you check all the resource and test it, everything as you expect, and then you can make a pull request and merge, and then it will deploy exactly the same to your protocol. So that's a conclusion of my demo today.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
And Kate, so when you use the CDK here, and why CDK and versus cloud formations? Those are quite common question as well. What do you think?
But no, I think it's a great question. We use CDK most of the time. We use CDK for this case because for CDK actually use CloudFormation under the hood, but you can have more developer way, and then you can see sort you see, and then it automatically generate your CloudFormation for you. And then I look at CDK because they have some abstract level and make it faster for me. For example, normally I have a lot of grant permission for read or maybe write to a SD bucket for IAM role. So if we use CloudFormation, we have to define all the role, the action, the permission, and the principal AWS and in the policy. But AWS CDK, I just use SD bucket, and then I call the function grant read or grant write, and then I put the role as a parameter, and they all set for me.
Then make it easier.
That's awesome. Some of my customers use CDK, and some use Terraform, and some use CloudFormation. So I guess it's we have all these tools that suits your needs. So it's cool that you're using CDK. I had another question around. You mentioned IAM roles and policies and stuff. Did you have any challenges while building out your solution?
Yes, I did. It's not only with the S3 bucket to grant read and write in this solution. So I do have to handle some policy for the IAM role, for the execution role, for the task role as well. So before that, I have to check what the permission I need, and sometimes you have to test a bit to find what's the least privilege, but the list of permission you will need, but and then it's a least privilege. You don't want to grant more than the task or the execution rule need for your IAM role. So
yeah, definitely. IAM roles can be a little bit tricky at times. They always seem to trip me up anyway when I'm building out a demo or something. So yeah, totally understand.
Yeah, definitely. It's I think one of the challenge, or not the challenge, but sometime when I'm doing a infrastructure as code, and most of the time it's the permission that I forgot to set something, and and then when you deploy it and try to access it and then forward 3 error, I forgot to give that permission. But yeah, definitely, it's I find it CloudFormation has to when I started using the CDK, it was it makes a lot easier in the sense when you are writing a core services like EC2 or Lambda, just make it really easy rather than writing 100 lines of YAML or JSONs for the CloudFormation. But all in all, behind the scene is the CloudFormation. So yeah, definitely. All right. Have we got any questions from the audience? If you have any questions regarding the ECS or DevOps, please drop it in the chat. I can see a questions here. Can a Fargate task have a GPU? I'm assuming it means GPU-based container.
Yes. So I just posted a link there. If you wanted to +1 that feature, please do that through that GitHub issues one, or it's a GitHub issues link. So +1 that feature, and maybe it might be on the roadmap, but there's no guarantees at the moment. So It is available for Amazon ECS on EC2 as a compute option, but not Fargate as yet. But these things change really quickly. So
based on the customer feedbacks, that's why one customer gave a feedback, and there are, the features that people wanted it will likely to review on the roadmap. So yeah, gave us a +1 on the GitHub. I think you're really quick doing multitasking and finding the finding the roadmap items. As that is amazing. Awesome. So I guess, Kate, I just want to check, what's the next step on this project? So I think that's really interesting how you build it out, the whole, the infrastructure, ECS. You talk through the challenges, and what's next on this project?
On the project, we do have another, it's not using Fargate, but we do have some serverless pipelines, but we use Lambda for some other case as well. So it's about still like that, all the serverless and pipeline, and we use some like Lambda. So for other, but like other requirements, so we do have some job which will trigger, and then we had some other pipeline to like trigger the job, and the job can run in Lambda. So Lambda is also a great AWS serverless tool. So, and you can just define like, I want to run in Python, or I want to run in Node.js, and you can point the version. So, and the job run like not over 15 minutes. I think it over like around 5 minutes maximum. So we did like deploy some with like serverless with Lambda as well. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Right, so there is no question then. Kate, thank you so much.
Wait. I think Kate, do you want to say a shout out to any of your Mantle Group colleagues out there or your friends out there?
I want to shout out to like Mantle Group for giving us a very great opportunity, and please check out our traineeship program. And I want to shout out to Erica, who like helps us with this program as well. And thank you very much for your like show today, and lovely to chat with you.
Awesome. So make sure you check out that link if you're interested in a traineeship at Mantle Group. All the information is in there, as you can see on the screen. And thank you so much for Kate today for coming along. And I guess we'll see you in 2 weeks' time with another session.
We will. Thank you so much, Kate. Thank you, Mai. And you all have a great Friday or Thursday.
Thank you, audience. Bye.